I got boundaries. You want to talk about boundaries? What's up? You don't want to talk about boundaries? You ain't seeing nobody on the side.
No. Well, I'm not seeing anybody.
You getting any DMs? Anybody sliding your DMs?
I told you that somebody slid in my Snapchat. See, that's the thing. I tell them, we talk about it,
Mm-hmm. Sliding in your little Snapchat, talking about how you doing.
You telling me I'm looking good.
You didn't tell me that at first. She was just like, oh, somebody slid in there. And I was like,
because it's really not important when I'm not trying to entertain the situation. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I ask you, I'll come out and just ask you, but you wouldn't tell me if I didn't ask.
That's not true.
I don't know. I don't know now in the present if you would just come out and tell me. Because a lot of times, for instance, I'm not going, that wasn't something that came to mind, like.
Oh yeah. That
exactly.
That might happen. Well,
right.
I might not be thinking about it. Like it happened.
Or it happened and you didn't see there was a, like it wasn't necessary to tell me when you should have just,
it's not that it's not necessary to tell you, but I may see it and be gone past it and then doing my thing. Like I'm trying to come up with some content to come up with or this and that. And like, I'm not even thinking about that no more. It's that insignificant to where I'm not thinking about it. But then if you say, oh, you see, and I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, when it happens, I'm not like, oh, well, I just got a message from such and such. I'm finna message you and tell you,
not even that, but like, like when you sell your shirts, like I would like to know heads up,
Mm-hmm. You already know,
yeah. So I don't get the heads up, Well, I do now. I just go on the page and look. Oh yeah, I see. It's a deal breaker in a relationship.
A deal breaker in a relationship, some badass kids, some disrespectful kids. That's a deal breaker for me. Man, them little bad motherfuckers is all over the place doing all. Nah, man, I can't do it. Can't do it. And the baby daddy drama, I can't do that. And oh yeah, it's a couple things.
I see.
And if you ain't trying to do nothing with your life,
right?
Like I can't because when you do that, then you always under me like, what you doing? I need to do blah 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 and all that. Like, yo, I got on. It's only 24 hours in a day. I work. So like my time is like boom, boom, boom. I get up, I go to the gym, I start working on my brand. It's off to work and blah blah. So I'm like, I'm constantly doing stuff. But if all you doing is calling and texting, talking about what you doing, blah blah blah, and like, shouldn't you be doing something?
Right.
Like, ain't you chasing something? If you ain't doing that, like, yo, I'm good, cause you gonna be under me too much and not really. Yeah, because you don't understand the struggle, the struggle and the grind. If you ain't out there trying to do it yourself, you don't know what it take, to make it. So that's if I'm calling you and you like, oh no, I ain't did nothing all day for the 15th day in a row. Like, no, bro, I can't do nothing with you. So that's the deal. Those are deal breakers for me. What about you?
Well, my biggest deal breaker, of course, is abuse. I've been through it, and I'm not going through it again. So that's definitely a deal breaker. And you put your hands on me, I'm gone. I was gonna be gone today on you, touching my bottom. But anyway, so yes, that's the biggest deal breaker. Another deal breaker, of course, like we kind of talked earlier, is just being in a relationship for so long without, making it official with the, marriage. So that's another thing. I'll entertain a relationship if, I love you and I'm with you. But years down the line, if there's, nothing, then, the deal is broken.
Gotcha,
and I'll see you on the metaverse.
All right. What's up? What's our next question?
Is it?
I think it's on you.
I
threw mine
What
away.
do you bring to the table?
Oh, what I bring to the table. Oh man, cause I think I am a natural leader. I think any woman wants a man that's able to lead in a relationship, and take them in the family to a different place or higher place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm that person, like hands down, like you can stack me up against anybody. I feel like that I can do that, and and I enjoy doing it. I got a job. I ain't got no million baby mamas or nothing like that. I ain't got a whole. I don't. I wouldn't say like baggage or anything like that. Um, uh, that's holding me down or anything like that. I got one daughter. She grown. She do her own thing. Relationship with her mother is super good.
Mm-hmm.
I work. I do other things. Because I'm constantly always trying to be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, I'm not broke. You know, so um, and I can be that leader. I can be that teacher.
Right.
That type of thing. So and I'm willing to learn too. I'm not because I feel like if you can do something better than me, then like yo, take it.
Mm-hmm.
We all going in the same place, so let's do it. That's what I bring to the table. So yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I just don't put up. Like most people, you ask a woman that they want all these things in a man, but they not bringing anything to the table. So that's why that's always a good question that I like to pose, to a female. Like,
Oh, you
what
asking
else
me?
do what else besides good sex do you bring to the table? If you can say something about yourself that don't have anything to do with looks, like what is it? What are you doing? If because man, you can get that anywhere,
Right.
type of thing.
Right.
So as a person, what are you bringing to the table? I'm gonna give you that question.
Well, I think I bring my hustle, my grind. That's one thing that I've always brought to the table. Is the way I get things. As far as you know, when we were together, and you had your not worthy of the crown, but your expressive designs up and running. Hey, whatever you did, I hustled for you, with
Yeah,
you. Um, you know, and the fact that another thing I bring to the table is the fact that just really my overall support. Sometimes you don't get a person or a female that supports you, all around the board.
right.
Whether it's financial, because we had some times where you didn't work and you did your expressive design full time, and then things got a little shaky there.
Yeah,
But I was always there for you. So just that support is what I can bring to the table. I bring you a complex thinker. We talked about that, not too long ago, and I'm more or less a simple thinker. So bringing that to the table, like when you thinking, above what you should be thinking, I bring it back down to earth. Like, hey, babe, why don't you do this? And
yeah,
you're like, oh yeah, yeah, that works, and vice versa. When that happens to me, and I'm trying to, simple think it out, and you was like, hey, babe, you gotta do this, 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 and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
But just for you to see, you know, how I do things, like going back to school and completing my degree at TSU. I'm bringing that to the table. Is it my drives you to be the better version of yourself.
yeah,
When you see me, okay, well, she's doing this snow cone business. Well, if she can do this, I'm gonna do this. So
yeah,
just that motivation, that you can do it. So I think, like I said, my hustle and grind, is the biggest thing that I bring to the table. And I'm gonna hustle and grind whatever you do, I'm gonna do it with you.
yeah,
So.
yeah. 100%, 100%. Because it takes, it takes somebody to give that support when you out there, doing something as a dude that's trying to make it, and then to have his woman, have that same mentality and know
Mm-hmm.
what it takes, the sacrifices that it takes sometimes, to make things happen, and because you understand that. But
All
if
right.
you're a person that's all about gimme, 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 what can
Right.
you get for me or buy for me type of thing, like, nah,
And you
man.
already know I'm not that even that
Yeah,
type of
nah,
person.
so it's like, so when you be like, when because we'll sit around, even when we did the snow cone thing, we'll sit around and just be talking about stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and we was like, man, such, you told me the dude passed away that was doing it or whatever, and
Right.
we was like, well, shit, can we do that?
Right.
Can we get in that space? And then we just did it. Start getting stuff, and we start, got a couple tents and stuff like that, and did
Tables and
little stuff like that,
right.
and just started a little side business, and it's just all about what you put into it. But not everybody be willing to, say I'm gonna get up and get out there
Mm-hmm.
and do this thing, So that hustle part is like, man, that's super. Like,
Right.
I need that.
Exactly.
I need it. So for you to have that, like, that's a no brainer. Like, I'm forever grateful about that, you know. Um, so yeah, those things are crucial. Those things are definitely crucial when it talks about bringing stuff to the
Right.
table. Those
And I bring my
intangible.
unconditional love.
Yeah,
Regardless if I don't like you, I always love you.
yeah, yeah. Even you just like, y'all, you doing too much, but
Right.
you was still, still there for me.
Right.
So I appreciate that. Talk about what are some things that you should ask before getting into a serious relationship. Because I think a lot of people, and I'll say I've learned the things that you should ask or talk about before you start going down that road with somebody. But a lot of people, they just in it for the feeling because he make me feel
Right.
good or
Right.
all that type of stuff, and you know don't even
Like I need to ask a lot of questions. Like, what are
yeah,
your intentions? Are you? I should have asked you that. Do you want to get married in the future? Right on. No, I mean, but things like that. Just finding out what their intentions are in the relationship. Is are you looking toward marriage, or are you just looking toward friends with benefits? Um, just things to that nature.
man, I'm asking about credit scores. Man, I'm like, because that's important.
I mean, it definitely
Like,
is.
how do you budget money? Like, what type of person you are when it comes to money and stuff
Right.
like that. Do you got a budget? You know, uh, and I'm in operations and stuff like that. So I'm not I don't, I generally don't just ask questions. I get into I need you to tell me or give me examples of stuff, because people, I can say, hey, do you have a budget? Do you follow a budget? And you'll be like, yeah, and then yeah, whatever. So it's like, yo, how do you, what do you do with your money? Like, when you get a paycheck, like, what's your vibe? Like, what you trying to do with it and stuff like that. And if you talking about, oh, I'm finna go get this, I'm finna go get that, or blah blah blah, I already know. Yeah, man, you ain't about that life.
Right.
Like, you ain't saving up nothing. You ain't investing in nothing. And that's something that we did.
Right. We started
Together.
investing. Right.
Started getting into stocks and stuff like that, and crypto and all those things. Just wanting to trying to switch our
Right.
our legacy up and stuff. And get involved in those things, and we start. And I feel as if I take that real, personal, because you trusted me to say, hey, buy this,
Mhm.
or invest in that type of thing. So I'm not out here just like, oh yeah, I'm finna tell her to do this. Like, I be studying, I be doing all that shit. Like, yo, the market gonna do this and blah blah blah. So I take that to heart type of thing. So those deep diving questions is the
Right.
stuff
And
that
I and
I
I
that I
and I
like to.
understand that. And together, I mean, we've came a long way. I mean, questions about credit wasn't something that we talked about,
Right.
but it's something we talk about now.
Yeah.
And at a good place, with our credit. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Now, of course, I would have never asked you back then, but that is something important that you need to ask being in a relationship. you know, because
Yeah.
you don't. I mean, you want to have things at the end of the day. I mean,
man. And just the mindset and stuff like that, you know, having an ownership mindset, like that whole consumerism shit is dead now.
right, right,
Like if that's what your partner own, like if they ain't trying to, you know, do something that's gonna make more money type of
right,
thing.
right.
Nah, man, you see how inflation is and how prices going up and all that type of stuff, and you know, and people complain about the rich and making all this money and getting rich.
Be with the
Well,
rich.
that's you know, you can't beat them, join them.
Right,
So that's
exactly.
what are you doing?
Exactly.
You know, that type of thing. So yeah, so that those are type of questions. I don't know. Did we what else? Um, like I'm asking about budget, you know, credit.
I'm
You
asking
know,
about baby mamas,
but yeah, you know, stuff like
exes.
that. You know,
Are they crazy?
how they are with their kids and stuff like that. But you need examples like type of stuff to see that stuff, because people will tell you anything, man. They'll tell you anything. Like
I go do a background check.
yeah, you do too. You do. Like she ain't playing either. Like I know you do. You're a
I
fucking
do.
investigator. Like
I
for
do.
real.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna know everything about you.
You know. And hey, I mean it's out there, you know.
Right.
Everybody on the web
Exactly.
and all that. So, you know.
If it's there, I'm gonna see.
Yeah. What else?
Okay, go ahead. You can throw it down.
Oh, I already threw that one down. What's the next one?
Trust issues in a relationship. How do you rebuild trust when it's broken?
That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one.